So since this is kind of the first format that you've been able to kind of, clear up some, frequently asked questions, misconceptions, tell us a little bit, what Canoe is and maybe what it isn't, because I would imagine like over the last couple of months, there's been some questions about like who's actually selling, what's at stake here, that kind of thing.
Sure. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you all. And I'm excited to be here and glad to, I know there's a chance for some Q&A at the end of this, and it's my favorite part of these kinds of sessions, so I look forward to taking your questions and answering, giving you an update on where we are with Canoe, as well as clearing up any misconceptions. We're a new company, and we have a big, broad vision and mission to try to see if we can fundamentally change the nature of the television viewing experience. So Canoe's vision is to see if we can change the way America watches and uses television. And I'll be glad to give you an update on where we are. Let's just kind of ground set and level set for you a little bit about what I've been up to for the last 8 months and what Canoe is. Canoe is a joint venture founded by the 6 largest cable television companies, cable MSOs in the United States. Comcast, Time Warner, Cox, Cablevision, Charter, and Bright House, the Newhouse family cable TV holdings, have come together to found Canoe. And our mission and our vision is to use cable's unique kind of two-way infrastructure to bring, really, to focus in 4 specific product areas in television. Addressable television, which I always talk about as trying to see if we can eliminate waste to put dog food commercials only in houses that own a dog. Interactive television, to take that ubiquitous remote control that's in all of your houses, or the clicker as most people call it, and imbue that with new capabilities to allow you to interact with your television set. Video on demand is a space that we're going to try to see if we can bring some new energy to. I think if we'd have done a better job with video on demand as an industry over the last decade, in some cases I think it would be a more robust platform for places like YouTube and for some of the things you've talked about here today. I would argue that online video in some cases has really accelerated because the video on demand platform really hasn't been able to become as advertising supported as the cable operators at one time had dreamed and as we hope to make it. And then fourth and finally is data. We have set-top boxes in over 35 million households. Each of those, in some cases, there's almost 2 set-top boxes in every household. That's the key technology for what I'm trying to do, is that set-top box, that digital set-top box, that little piece of equipment below your television set is the key enabling device for Canoe's technology. So 6 cable operators, set-top boxes are the key, changing the nature of the way American uses television, largest 6 cable operators, and we're really going to see if we can change the nature of the television viewing experience.
Excellent. So now you've got your first product rolling out next month, Cam. Tell us a little bit about what that's going to look like. Well,
I hope you get excited about it. I mean, we're going to launch a product. I hope to have an announcement. I would have loved to have had it today. These guys would have loved me to have had it today, too. But it's probably 2 to 3 weeks away, and we'll announce the first networks that are going to be selling our first product. Our first product is a very simple product, but I think exciting, and one that for those of you both in the agency business or in the content and technology business should get excited about. I mean, I have a simple message for all of you here today about cable television. We're getting back in the game. I mean, we're getting back in the game. And that's really, if I leave you with anything today, I hope I leave you with that. We are getting back in the game. The cable MSOs are not Luddites. They've not been asleep. We see the opportunity. I mean, we have 18-year-old sons and daughters. We get it. And so I think the cable has a long way to go. And I'm going to try to convince you to give us a little bit of patience and a little bit of forbearance to think about how far the internet has come, the online business has come in what, the last 10 years? Think about the early days of the internet when we were debating whether there was going to be full motion video. Do you remember that? You guys remember the early days of the net when the question was, are we ever going to get past Flash? And is there going to be enough bandwidth to be able to do full motion? Look at this conference. The platform called television, to convert your TV set to a TV platform, which is my mission, is going to take a while. And you're going to see that platform get progressively more and more capabilities over the next 5 years. But this first product we're going to bring out, Cam, community addressable messaging. What CAM basically does is it uses existing cable TV infrastructure. You may not know this because I know this conference has been focused a lot about the online video business. Just for a moment, take a step back and let's talk about television. About television for a moment. The American cable TV landscape has divided the United States into about 2,400 cable, they're called cable zones. I believe it's actually 2,460 odd cable zones. Cable zones, for the most part, connect up to what's called a head end, for those of you that know the head end technology. So America's broken up into 2,400 zones. Chicago, for example, has 32 cable zones, and that was the technology that allowed cable advertisers to run a different auto dealer tag in each zone, right? So in Chicago, 32 different dealers could have their tag on a single spot, and that was where the term an interconnect came from, the interconnecting of cable zones. Well, we've overlaid the American cable map with Experian data and have converted geography to demography. So the answer to our first product, community addressable messaging, is with the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll announce 2 to 4 cable networks that will begin selling a very interesting product. It's the ability to run a Visa ad nationally, and in the 370 zones, cable zones, where the average household income indexes above $100,000, Visa could run its Gold Card creative. You get it? National ad for Visa in the 370 zones where the average income is above $100,000, Gold Card creative. Now that's a big product. That's about 60 million households that will see a message, with 18 million odd households in that upscale zone. That product will go into the market in the next 3 weeks, and we're really excited about it. It's a good sign that cable is getting out of the test mode into the deployment mode. It's going to be the first time that a national ad has ever been served to a specific demographic slice in America. It's the first time we've ever used our local insertion technology. Remember, cable operators have 2 minutes an hour that they sell, and typically in the spot TV business. We've never taken that technology and deployed it against a national ad. And that's very exciting. And this product will be sold by the existing programming network. So existing programming network will actually be calling on the existing departments of you agencies here, and your national broadcast department will probably be where the first sales calls will be made. But we also have a team that's calling on planners and to educate people about this product, and it'll go in the market in 2 to 3 weeks. So we're excited about it. I hope you'll get excited about it. On the flip side, it's a first step. Mm-hmm. It's just the first step. And the real holy grail for Canoe is what we call household addressability, which, as I said, is the ability to put a dog food ad only in houses that own a dog. We'll get there. Technologically, that's a very challenging bit of technology for us, and it's going to take us a while to get there. So this first step is zone addressability or community addressable messaging as we march our way towards household addressability.